Aloha and welcome to Mystic Wisdom Dialogues with Wayne Kealohi Powell, broadcasting from Kauai in the middle of the largest ocean in the world. Welcome, everyone. I so look forward to these Sunday mornings. And I guess I need to make some personal contact with my friends who love this kind of material. Apparently, there was a confusion as to the time zones. I spoke to a couple friends and said, "Oh, I can't make 8 o'clock in the morning." And I says, "Wait a second. That was Hawaii time, and that was 3 weeks ago." "Oh, really?" And these people are in Mountain Time 4 hours later. So I'm telling them now, okay, now it's 10 a.m., which is 2 p.m. Mountain Time, etc., etc. So anyway, we'll make that more clearly noted on the invites from now on. So thank all of you for showing up for the replay. If not, if you are live and I can't see you, talk to me in the chat. That would be great. I'd appreciate that.
Wayne Penelope is here.
Yay! Oh, she's on Zoom on YouTube?
No, she's here in Zoom.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. You're telling me I can't see them. Right. That's not good. Let me check participants. Ah. Oh, yeah, it's still not there. All right, Tim. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you, brother. If you have any burning questions about mystic wisdom, lay them on me. Just put them in the chat. I appreciate that.
Well, Wayne, maybe we can start with my question for the day.
Okay.
And that is, why is self-love so hard?
Wow. What comes to mind for me, because I think we all have this challenge, Hope, is the program that we have of leaning forward into life. Leaning forward into life. It's like when you are water skiing, you lean back and you hold the bar. When you're snow skiing or snowboarding, you're leaning forward. And I notice this energy when I'm driving. I'm just going to give you a metaphor here because everybody drives, most likely, except Shirley MacLaine and a few others. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter what traffic I'm in. There's a program running to move quickly forward. There's a program running that is pulling me towards the next moment that I think in the program, is what I witness, is better than this moment. And so I'm not relaxed, not really. My primary program when driving the car is to speed up. So I was examining this, and this morning I was up driving at 5 a.m. and there's no traffic out. So I thought, oh yeah, this could be relaxed, right? But then I noticed the issue that is always with me when there is traffic. And that is someone going the speed limit really pisses me off. If someone is going less than the speed limit, oh, I am not happy. So I'm witnessing that. And the point of the story is that we tend to put everyone that is in the future, in the next moment, ahead of ourselves in the present moment. In other words, they're getting more importance. And so, in that regard, they will get more attention by us heading in their direction as swiftly as possible. And this would include the pattern you see of working projects to accomplish things, to get them done, to make sure that they're done well and done, by the time, the timeline that's designated. And that, the person that hired us will be very pleased that we finished it on time and we did a good job. No different than me driving Uber, getting there before the designated time, making sure that they like me and they tip me. It's all the same. So when all of these things collide, Hope, it's like, how many of them do we have going at the same time? How many things can we juggle and still have energy for each one? I've seen this in your life. I've seen it in my life. And so just observing it is the first step in healing or altering the pattern. And so what I do now when I see the pattern and I recognize it, I chuckle, because I can actually disengage in a thought. I can become aware of the pattern, decide to disengage, take a breath, and then chuckle at the pattern, because it's so human. And it's really running me, and I'm not even noticing it. So when I do that, I naturally can slow down. And you know what else is in this pattern, especially in the driving piece, is that when someone is going the speed limit or even under the speed limit, because everybody here drives 20 miles over the speed limit, at least 15. It's just, that's the normal traffic. And so when somebody's going the speed limit, it pisses everyone off, and you can feel it. You can feel the anxiety and the frustration, especially if there's only one lane, and then we are forced to slow down because you can only go as fast as the person in front. Okay, so I've been working with this and watching it and choosing to be at peace with it more. And so what happens is, for me, in the daytime, when traffic is moving at a speed that is maybe 10 miles an hour under what I want, right, I'll choose to relax and back away from the car in front of me. Because I'm noticing what I dislike the most is someone tailgating me. And here I am tailgating all the time when I'm letting that forward movement, leaning forward movement pattern take over the driving. So, yes, nothing I can do about it. And when I disengage from the angst, from the wanting control, the anger that this person is an idiot and they don't know how to drive, when I disengage from all those thoughts, I find a respect for an innocent person that is in that car in front of me, and I can slow down and put a couple car lengths between us and honor them as a holy brother, as whoever's driving the car is innocent. And all the problem is with me. So in regards to your question, Hope, when this is going on, we're leaking energy for ourselves. We're spending a lot of energy on that forward movement, on that accomplishment, on that getting it all done. And then what happens is we realize, subconsciously anyway, that we don't have enough energy to do it all. And so we brush some things aside. And I've seen you do this over and over again. I do it all the time. That's how I recognize it. So I brush some things aside. I recently hired a cleaning person and didn't know that 6 months had gone by without cleaning my house thoroughly. I was vacuuming once a week, and wiping the stove down every other day, making sure the counters are clear at night so the roaches don't come out, and things like that. But as far as deep cleaning, going into all the corners, moving the furniture, and finding all that grime and grit that is hiding from us, perhaps getting on my knees and cleaning the tile of some footprints of the mud that came in weeks ago, vacuuming all the carpets and putting them in the washer, going to the corners and getting all the spider webs and things out. And I mean, list goes on of things I was not attending to. Yeah, the toilet, the sink, the tub. It wasn't getting enough frequent attention. So I hired a house cleaner. Unbelievable. In 3 hours, my whole house sparkled like a church. I was like, oh my God, I want to marry you. That's the way I felt. I wanted to marry this cleaning lady just because of that effect on my life. Oh my God. So, delegation is a big part of what's happening with this, moving forward in every direction and leaking energy from our own self-maintenance. And the other thing that I do hope is I get up really early. I found myself going to bed around 9, 10 at the latest, waking up at 4 or 5 to do my spiritual studies. Still, it's not cleaning the house. Still, things need to be delegated. I'm cleaning my mind. To me, that's more important. At least gets priority. So, delegation. Perhaps you can even, what I'm doing is I'm offering a trade for body work. Any way that my house can get cleaned, even if it's cash. I realize the importance of it now, of delegating that piece. And I know with you having a family and a child and more people coming and going all the time, your house is probably, a little bit needing more attention than my little house. Plus you got 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 stories. Not me. But nevertheless, let's monitor that from now on. This leaning forward into the next moment idea. And sometimes we lead forward so much that we fall over, and we can't we can't make that deadline. We can't finish that project on time. We can't show up for the meeting, and we don't call the person and tell them we can't come. I mean, that's how bad things can get. And we are not even aware how it's affecting other people, us not showing up. And frankly, we probably don't even care because we don't have enough energy for ourself. And so there's some angst in there about, well, if I don't have the energy to show up for them, I don't even have the energy to let them know. I mean, yeah, let's delegate. Let's monitor this better and look at how much we lean forward into the next moment and disengage. It doesn't mean the project is going to be any less. It means that the stress is going to be less. And I think that's a really big one for people today, is dealing with stress. Stress has become an automatic part of our culture. We wake up to stress, and we go to sleep with stress. It really takes some conscious managing to unplug the stress program. You can even meditate with stress. Your body, even though your mind is perhaps getting still, your body, you might just check it out. There might be muscle systems that are just all contracted while you're trying to meditate. And what I have found when I meditate is that if there's a muscle system contracting, I can't drop in very deeply. Yeah. The deepest I can drop in is when all the muscles in my body have let go of their tension. And then I can actually lose the awareness of being just a body and drift into the awareness of being light, spirit, love, inhabiting, partly, apparently, this body. So let's have a meditation right now. And thank you for that question, Hope. Really appreciate it. It's funny how all I need is one question to get the ball rolling. So let's center ourselves and let's go vertical. And this is going to be a de-stressing meditation. So open your crown center and start breathing in golden white light from above. And feel, if you can, best you can, feel the waterfall of aloha pouring down into you, into your body. This is the part of you that is immortal, that is eternal, that is your higher self. This is the part of you that gives you infinite energy. So let's breathe in some of that infinite energy. And on the exhale, relax every single muscle in your body. Become very aware of every muscle. And on your exhale, let go of any tension you're holding. All your energy centers become more relaxed with every breath. You do this until you feel a smile coming from your heart. Coming from your innermost being. That's saying, hello, I love you. Thank you for acknowledging me. And now, I want you to feel what it feels like as you're in this suspended animation type state. I want you to feel what leaning forward feels like. You can bring to mind something that you are working on, or you can use the metaphor of driving that car, needing to get to the next location as quickly as possible so you are not late. You may be leaning into a relationship, trying to get a response from somebody, and it's just not happening. Whatever it is you're leaning into, become aware of your energy going out into the future. Now, on the next breath that you take, I want you to stop leaning forward. Don't stop the movement, but discontinue leaning forward by straightening up your posture and just this tiniest bit, lean back enough to be still inside. And feel all your energy pouring down as light, filling you with infinite supply. Get to know your higher self through your breath, your imagination. Now open your energy field with gratitude as you lean the slightest bit back, a little bit more, and you find yourself totally still. Even though you're moving forward, you're not leaning forward. That project is going to get done. The house will get cleaned. You will arrive at your destination. That relationship will get a reply. Even if it's not in this dimension, you will get a reply. Sometimes no reply is the reply. And don't read into that. Don't diminish yourself. And this is a big part of leaning back, straight up, while you're moving forward, is not to diminish yourself. Because when you are being the light that you are, your bowl of light is shining. And this will affect whatever projects or whatever location you're going to. Let's move into the idea of the timing of spirit is more important than the clock. Let's breathe that in. Abraham Kauai, he used to tell us that he shows up when all his ancestors are ready and his blood moves him into position to show up. That's a very relaxed Hawaiian way to show up. In that regard, the clock becomes much less important than the spirits coming together in the moment to actualize what's coming next. Keep your energy field open, all the centers, and just fill yourself with this waterfall of golden white light on your inhale, and feed your cells, your emotions, your mental bodies. Feed them this light and relax. And this is a great practice, a great meditation to do before bedtime or before going to work. In this state of beingness, I want you to contemplate the thought, there is no death. If you feel resistance to that thought, that's fine. That's your ego. But let's breathe that thought in and see how it affects your energy field. There is no death. Breathe it in, into your being, and you'll find validation there because your being is immortal. It lives beyond the body, while we're in the body, before and after. Let's all say that, or you can just think it, call, respond. There is no death. I am free. And let's loosen the chains of this human existence just for the moment. And feel the freedom of that thought when you actualize it. There is no death. There is no death. There is no death. There is no death. Because this is who we are in this human experience. We are life, the life of God, living in this human experience, growing our light, growing our awareness and consciousness of being light, of being the Son of God, of being, just being. This is the part of us that lives beyond the body, even as we are in the body. Let that resonate for a while as you feel into this concept of touching in a conscious way, feeling eternity. The one Son, the one Father, living here on the Mother, enjoying life in peace and happiness. Disengaged from the gravity of the drama, and yet overlighting it with compassion. We are free. Lesson 163 in the Course in Miracles. There is no death. The Son of God is free. Let's all say, I am free. Breathe that in. You're now in the present moment. There is no past. There is no leaning forward. There's no leaning backwards. You're in a divine spiral in the mind of God in this moment. Feeling your presence as the light of the world. And the world is nothing more than a projection of our human vision. And each one of us, we have a mission statement. We have a mission to accomplish in each incarnation, to advance this light, to share it, overflowing from infinite supply, moving through us. Yes, God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Joy, joy, joy. Peace, peace, peace. Be with you and me through eternity. That's my prayer for today. Manage our stress. It's natural to have stress, nothing wrong with it. Let's manage it better. Let's delegate what we can. I wouldn't be able to do these podcasts if I didn't have a team. There's no way. The team is the way. the union of creative abilities that fit together so well and create something so beautiful. Wow. So I ask you now, what if there is no death? Contemplate that for a moment. What if, when our soul came into being, it came with the bundle of eternal life? It came with a thought adjuster that we could call on to move negative thoughts, flipping them into positive momentum. What if the bundle came with access to the realization that we are a child of God, a child of infinite beingness, and created in that image to create whatever we want here on earth? What if that was the bundle that we captured, that we were given when our soul came into being? And through each incarnation, we advance through lessons. What if that were true? It would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm enjoying those thoughts a lot. They certainly help me when I find myself in a negative thinking mind. Yeah. Knowing that that's not who I am. That's not who we are. No. And if we are constantly caught up in too much stress, it's gonna weigh on us in lots of ways, primarily in our mental, emotional, and physical health. Because there's another lesson, the lesson right before this, 162. I am as God created me, infinite, wise, and free. Now, what if that were true? Let's all say that together. I am as God created me, innocent, wise, and free. Breathe that in. I am as God created me, innocent, wise, and free. I am. I am that. I am. That's how easy it is to erase karma. That's how easy it is to erase the memories that are so hurtful from the past. If you said that to yourself all day long, you would find yourself with more energy than you can manage. Yeah. That's why I love the Course in Miracles. And it so well correlates with Ho'oponopono, the way Morna Nalamaku Simeona presented it, and through Hugh Lin, to erase the memories with "I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you," being the eraser. Yeah. And all it's doing is the same thing as this mantra. I am created. I am as God created me, innocent, wise, and free. Now I added the innocent, wise, and free part because it rhymes with me and it's more specific. It balanced to me of the masculine and feminine in this lesson. Yeah. This single thought, held firmly in the mind, would save the world. Oh my God. That's a lot of power. It's right here, right now. It's my gift to you today and to myself. Do you know that when you give love, when you give a blessing, it increases within you? Yeah. That's the principle of abundance. That's why we're taught to tithe, acknowledging that through the benefit of our earnings, we are so gracious to the Great Spirit that brought us all that money, all those clients, whatever it is, all that success, that we give back 10%. Yeah. Well, this happens in the moment when you are blessing or giving love to anyone. Even if they don't want it, it increases within the giver. Because you're giving it without expectation. You're giving it with no agenda of anything coming back. It makes me high when this happens. And in order for me to do this, I have to stand down from judgments. What I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. Just like driving that car and thinking all these negative things about the person that's going the speed limit or even less than the speed limit. That they're an idiot and they're just in some kind of trance that isn't earthly. Instead, I could flip it and bless them for their ability to go slower than the speed limit, because that's a rare gift. It really is. Oh, last night I was driving home from the North Shore, and everyone in front of me was doing 5 miles over the speed limit. Speed limit's 50, they were going 55. It's perfect. That's the normal thing on the highway. And there was no one behind me. I could see clearly, being night. There was no one behind me for miles. And I'm driving along. It's a long drive. And then all of us in front, there's like 4 cars in front of me, all going 55. And just humming along. 3 or 4 car lengths between us. No one's tailgating. Everybody's happy. And then I see these lights in my mirror coming so fast. Must have been going at least 70 or 80 miles an hour. Because I could see them coming for miles. And I'm thinking, oh boy, no problem. They'll slow down when they get close. Well, this car started tailgating me with this energy that we've been talking about, of leaning forward. And I identify with this energy as either too much alcohol or too much caffeine, because the subconscious takes over into moving forward instead of being present. And I was monitoring my feelings and my programs running about it bothering me. And he was so close, or she, that it felt like their bright lights were blazing into all 3 of my rearview mirrors and blinding me. So I did what someone did to me a couple of weeks ago. Just touch the brakes. And I did. I touched the brakes. And sure enough, they backed way off. Next thing you know, there's like 4 or 5 car lengths between us, behind me. And I'm okay. I thought, okay, I got the message. We're driving along. It's a long drive. And within the next several minutes, he or she is doing it again. Tailgating me with bright lights. through all of my mirrors. So I start slowing down and slowing down and slowing down until I'm like 10 miles under the speed limit, which would have been 40 from 55. And then I sped up again to the speed limit. And they put some car lengths between us. But then again, they came back. Tailgating bright lights in all three of my mirrors. So I hit the brakes again. Just tapped them. And they backed off a little bit. But the persistence was amazing. It showed me that there wasn't really intelligence driving the car behind me. That there's something else going on that I don't even want to think of or understand. So finally, I decided to not let it bother me. And about 5 minutes later, I turned up the hill to my street, and that car kept going. But it kind of led me to talk about this today, because we tend to be a culture that is so much in a hurry. Notice that. Notice how much in a hurry most people are, and how much stress that creates in perhaps doing what we're about to do without presence, just to get it done and get it over with. Yeah, it's something to really check out, monitor. All right. I'll check the chat, see if anyone is home. Let's see here. Oh, we do have a couple questions. We have a comment. Okay, here's something. Here's the scenario. I'm going to a gathering next weekend, and I'm already anxious that people are going to not like me or have issues with my personality. Well, thank you, whoever put this in the chat. I hope you're still with us. Yeah, well, what's happening with you, anonymous attendee, is simply you're listening to the ego's voice. Note that, please. You are listening to the ego's voice. Now, the ego in the Christian sense is the devil. And the ego's voice, its job is to separate you from everyone, to make you feel less than, to make you feel you're not enough. So the meditations we just did in this podcast, I would isolate them and do them over and over before you attend this weekend. And when you do this, notice the ego's voice and deny it any value. Simple. I mean, tell it to fuck off. I mean, you know, whatever language you want to use, you know, just tell it, no thank you. You know, I'm not buying it. I'm a child of God, and I am the presence of love in a body. Now, if you just use that as your meditation, now you'll have to override the voice of the ego. I grant you that. But note, there are two voices in your head. And my dear anonymous attendee, you are listening to the loudest voice that is not true. Because we are all equally children of our Creator. given the same abilities and gifts to discover and share. So what I would do if I were you is to get yourself out of the idea of separateness with everyone at the gathering. It's just love them. Go into your imagination and see yourself arriving at the gathering and shining so much love through you. You have to have it to give it away. That's the deal. So, source, infinite supply, carry it and let it overflow into the gathering. And you won't see them the same way. Because, my dear, they are no different than you. There are many in the gathering thinking the same thing as you. And you may wind up having a conversation with someone about that. And you'll feel not alone. And that's the key. Because you are not alone at this gathering. Everyone has self-diminishing programs and insecurities. Even the biggest stars and the most beautiful models. Everyone. Yeah. So, you have to own the fact. You want to own the fact. You need to own the fact that you are light, love, joy in a body as God's messenger, and that's what you're bringing to the gathering. And so it is. Powell. So, okay, let's see. Here's another one. Okay, good. I mean, just to thank you. So, whoever sent that question, could you let me know if that answers it, please? Okay. Yes, that answered it. Well, God bless you. You know, it's going to take some practice. I understand that. But that's why we're here. In doing these talks, I'm practicing what I'm telling you. Sourcing light and love, joy and peace, and sharing it so it will grow. We are here to garden consciousness. So, anonymous attendee, have you ever had a garden before? Have you grown vegetables or pot or anything? There'll be weeds in the garden, and those are the thoughts that come up from the ego. So, in gardening consciousness, we're constantly pulling the weeds so that the thoughts that are true and the thoughts that promote us as being joy, love, and peace in a body, that those thoughts are growing really well in our consciousness, in our garden of mind and body connection. We are here to garden consciousness. And according to the Course in Miracles, God's will for us is perfect happiness. That's it. So anything that doesn't make us happy is not living in the mind of God. Simple. So simple. Thank you for your question. I really appreciate the two questions that have come today. And in closing, I would like to once again revisit this idea of death not being real. It's it's a concept that really helps us to connect with our I am presence, our immortality, the spirit of wholeness, the spirit of oneness, the spirit of everything. Yeah, because even science has proven that you cannot destroy energy. It just takes a new form. That's perfect science, perfect logic. Energy cannot be destroyed. That's the way it's worded. It just takes another form. And in that is the whole idea of reincarnation, right there. There is no death. We just take another form, and then another form, and then another form. Same as all the animals and everything else here. All of nature. It will live and it'll die, it'll just take another form and live again, just like us. We have the seasons of our life, just like nature has the seasons of her life. Yeah. And so what season are you in? Well, I would say nature is in the summer season. Yet, you may be in a relationship that's in winter, where the relationship has gone cold and kind of frozen. You may be in a relationship that is in the fall, where it's coming apart. All the aspects of it that were beautiful are falling from the trees. You may be in a relationship that's in springtime, where things are just growing so fast, filled with light, pleasure, joy, and love. Yeah, even the delusion of romance can be filled with love, because we're not judging the other. That's a real springtime that's happening there. They call it the honeymoon, and they want the honeymoon to last forever. I was driving this couple last night, long drive, and they were in their honeymoon for a couple weeks now. And I said, hey, look, 10 years. You can do the honeymoon for 10 years or more. No problem. They laughed and they said, yeah, that's what we're working on. But nevertheless, nature's going to have its way. There'll be a summer, there'll be a fall, there'll be a winter. Question is, who will they be with when the spring comes again? And that's what holds a good marriage together, is knowing, be aware of the seasons of life. Yes, every relationship has its seasons. It's spring, it's summer, it's fall, and it's winter. So you don't have to diminish it when it's not spring anymore, or summer. You can welcome the fall, how the relationship is growing, and even the winter, where it feels a bit frozen. Yeah, because you know, spring will come again. And that's my truth, and I'm sticking to it. So once again, thank all of you for coming to this Mystic Wisdom Dialogue. Know that you can get any of the replays from the website or in the emails that Hope is sending to you. And yeah, I'm still working on putting that radio show together at kkcr.org. It's going to come next month. And I'm in training right now. It's going to be at the same time as these. So please invite your friends to come to these meetings and ask questions. Let the Holy Spirit give you an answer through this channel, so humbly. God bless you. Have a great day. In Hawaii we say ahui ho, malama pono, which means until we meet again, take good care.